Welcome to GH Soap Opera Today, your place for the latest drama, updates, and spoilers from General Hospital. Like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss the action. Steve Burton of General Hospital is back in court with his ex-wife Sheree regarding custody disputes. Steve Burton handles a real-life custody dispute as Jason Morgan momentarily leaves the canvas. Fans are reminded by General Hospital spoilers that Jason Morgan is off canvas as Steve Burton takes a brief break from the soap opera. However, he has been occupied with family matters in addition to spending time with them. Burton is back in court with his ex-wife, Sheree Burton, requesting that the judge make sure she abides by their custody agreement, according to a TMZ story. More information is provided below. Key takeaways: Steve Burton is in court for allegedly violating his daughter's custody agreement. He says his ex-wife interfered with Planned Parenting time. A summer program allegedly conflicted with Burton's custody period. Burton is requesting that the court enforce the agreement and impose penalties. The legal battle is taking place as the actor temporarily leaves GH. As a result of their 2023 divorce, the two currently have shared legal and physical custody of the girl. Sheree is allegedly interfering with Burton's custody time. Sheree's refusal to give him Brooklyn in July, according to the leading man of the daytime soap, violated their agreement. Sheree engaged in a pattern of unilateral decision-making and deliberate obstruction that has effectively stripped Steve of his court-ordered parenting time, according to TMZ. Burton claims that rather than following the custody schedule, his ex-wife enrolled Brooklyn in a 6-week California program that interferes with his time with his daughter. Burton was unable to go on vacation with Brooklyn as a result. The Burton saga. Burton has demanded that his ex-wife adhere to their custody agreement and pay $5,000 for failing to do so. The soap opera star claimed that Sheree put Brooklyn in the middle of dispute without any justification, saying he felt manipulated by her actions. Burton filed for divorce in 2022 following 23 years of marriage. Although it wasn't Burton's, Sheree had declared she was expecting her fourth kid. At the time, Steve and Sheree had been apart. Although their two elder children, Jack and McKenna, are adults, the couple has 3 children together. What do you think of Steve Burton's most recent legal disputes with Sheree, his ex-wife? Spoilers for General Hospital. Liz's Rocco realization. Does she tell Dante the shooter's secret? According to General Hospital spoilers for the week of May 4th to 8th, Elizabeth Liz Baldwin may come to a significant discovery regarding Rocco Falconer. Could she tell Dante Falconer, the teen's father, the shooter's secret? Dante Falconer's interest in Ross Cullum's shooting Liz and Dante are shown having a serious discussion in Dante's Peace PD office at the beginning of this week's General Hospital preview. Liz responds, "I think I know who that was," to Dante's declaration, "Someone else got their hands on that gun." It is reasonable to presume that the two are discussing the shooting of WSB director Ross Cullum. After all, Dante is seeking answers and has the Peace PD revisit the investigation. Dante is uneasy with Jason Morgan's actions that day. Jason began acting strangely by assaulting Dante when he attempted to drag him into the station. The henchman's admission that Cullum had been shot was the second significant departure from Jason. Dante is aware that something is wrong, but he is unaware that Jason is defending his son. Epiphany Liz, played by Elizabeth Baldwin, has recently gained a lot of attention from Rocco. Initially, on the evening of Cullum's shooting, she was the nurse who attended to Rocco when Lulu Spencer took him to the emergency room. More recently, she stood up for Rocco after witnessing Britt Westbourne attack the youngster and touch him when he was helping at the hospital. Britt was acting extremely inappropriately, but she was simply terrified and attempting to keep him safe. For the 100th time, she had to tell Rocco to avoid the WSB director since his life was in jeopardy after she noticed him looking into Cullum's hospital room. Liz would only need to listen in on a chat, possibly between Britt and Nathan West, also known as Cassius Faison. Until she and Dante have their conversation at the Peace PD, she might not consider it significant. Still, how shocked will Dante be when he realizes Rocco is in dire trouble again and no one told him about it? Will Liz figure out what Rocco is all about? Comment below. Spoilers for General Hospital. Is Jocelyn's admission of cheating a part of a risky scheme? Updates and spoilers for General Hospital hint that Jocelyn Jack's warning to Jack Brennan might have been a plot device. Could it have been a component of Carly Spencer and Valentine Cassidy's scheme to ensnare Jack? Carly said she was afraid, and Valentine was too. Jocelyn had visited Valentine earlier to inform him that Ross Cullum had cigarillos and Caesar Faison's novel based on Anna Devane in his pocket. Valentine became furious and accused Cullum of driving Anna insane. In truth, he was on the verge of losing it. Later, he and Carly talked about Cullum, Anna's dire circumstances, Jack, and their scheme to bring him down. Jocelyn had to persuade him to calm down. Valentine and Carly got into a heated argument, particularly after he pretended to be Dr. Kevin Collins and called Anna's French clinic. But later they reconciled and Carly said, "I'm terrified," and Valentine said, "Me too." When Valentine mentioned that Nina Reeves could assist with their plans to take down Jack, Carly wasn't thrilled about it. However, it's possible that Jocelyn also assisted. If Jocelyn didn't trust Valentine in some way, no matter how tiny, she wouldn't be speaking with him and hiding his whereabouts from Jack. As it happened, Jack went to speak with Carly on his own, so Nina might not need to assist her and Valentine. He assured Willow Kane that the traffic camera footage that might have led to her conviction would never be seen. Regarding Jocelyn, it's possible that she was just involved in getting Jack to come to her mother's house for the setup in order to divert Jack's attention. How could Jocelyn ignore her mother? Perhaps she didn't. Many GH fans are wondering how Jocelyn could disparage her mother in such a way. Perhaps she didn't. Perhaps that was all part of the plot to trick Jack into falling into a trap that would divert him to the point where his superiors would catch him making blunders. Given his involvement in everything from Pikeman, where he threw Valentine under the bus, to sending drone attacks to locations without authorization, Jack might be the king of rogue agents. He has done that 3 times. The first was the Haunted Star, where he killed Victor Cassadine and stopped him and his cronies from bringing the weather machine back to life. Second, the camp in Somalia where Lucky Spencer was, and third, the 5 Poppies. Jack will be in big danger if Ross Cullum finds out. Jordan is shocked by Curtis, Brooklyn's 2 choices, and Sonny's betrayal intelligence. While Brooklyn Quartermain must make a few important decisions, Sonny Corinthos will score some information. Additionally, Curtis Ashford will reveal some information that will definitely surprise Jordan Ashford. Jordan will start thinking about the identity of the other motorist when Curtis brings her home from the hospital. Will Jordan agree with Curtis when he confesses who he thinks left the scene that evening? In any case, on Tuesday's episode, Curtis will accuse Isaiah Gannon and startle Jordan with his suspicions. Laura Collins will be concerned about Curtis making snap judgments, even while Ada Turner is keen to apprehend the person who failed to halt at the crash site. Laura understandably worries that Curtis's judgment may be tainted by his desire to hold someone accountable for Jordan's injuries and his own unfavorable attitude toward Isaiah. Justine's judgment is also unclear because she is Jordan's friend and someone who wants revenge. Laura could simply want to ensure that no one is wrongly accused, but Justine will question whether Laura wants her to simply let things go. Now that she is aware that the police are investigating the guardrail paint, Brooklyn will push herself into a frenzy once more. Brooklyn will continue to battle with her secret despite Tracy Quartermain's attempts to persuade her that everything has been taken care of. If Brooklyn wants to ruin her life, marriage, and family aspirations, it appears that an irate Tracy will force her to simply confess to the authorities. Tracy will outline all the ways that Brooklyn's world would be destroyed because she won't really want Brooklyn to carry out that plan. In the end, Brooklyn will choose to remain silent and subsequently make a different decision with Harrison Chase. That will have to do with baby Phoebe's future, so if no family members come forward, Chase might agree with Brooklyn to try to adopt her. According to other GH spoilers, Ethan Lovett will alert Sonny about Ethan spying on Rick Lansing at the Metro Court Gardens with Ava Jerome. Ethan will be concerned that Rick is plotting with Ava, and he might believe that Rick should be put to the test to demonstrate his reliability. Sonny will be open to hearing his newest employee out, but he will disagree with Ethan's pitch and how he will fit into the plan. In the meantime, Rick will locate Elizabeth Baldwin and present his own proposal for a weekend getaway. Laura will eventually receive a request from Liz. Will Elizabeth bring up the unsettling exchange she witnessed between Rocco Falconer and Britt Westbourne at GH? Liz may believe that Grandma Laura should be informed, so she may keep an eye on the situation. Elizabeth seemed to be on the verge of recognizing that Rocco must have fired at Ross Cullum on Pier 55, but will Laura also find out? According to General Hospital spoilers, Rocco's secret might soon come to light because Liz is scheduled to visit Dante Falconeri to discuss Cullum's shooter. Did you swipe left on Cameron Mathison, star of General Hospital? Cameron Mathison, star of General Hospital, is not at all like his real-life counterpart, Drew Kane. The Hallmark legend has always been candid with his followers about his private life, even his most recent divorce. You weren't mistaken if you thought you saw the GH actor on Tinder. He recently disclosed that he has begun dating once more. Imagine going out for drinks with a man you met on a dating app and finding out it's Cameron Mathison. Cameron Mathison and wife Vanessa divorced. Cameron Mathison, a popular character on General Hospital, has returned to dating. 3 years ago, the well-known actor and his spouse Vanessa got divorced. After their peaceful breakup, they have continued to be friendly and co-parent their shared children. In a recent interview with US Weekly, Mathison said that he struggled to find love online. "I have been dating in these nearly 3 years of being single," the Drew Kane actor said to the publication. "I've never used an app before. It's a new world." General Hospital star talks navigating single life. Mathison has since given up on finding love online, at least for the time being. "I met a lot of amazing people, but at the same time, I hadn't been ready for anything more serious." The General Hospital cast member continued by telling US Weekly that he is now concentrating on himself and healing after his divorce, after realizing he wasn't ready for a new relationship and was moving too quickly. Therefore, if you believed you saw the Hallmark hottie on a dating app, it was actually Drew Kane. Do you like Cameron Mathison from General Hospital? Do you keep up with his private life? For the daughter of Wally Kurt and Rena Sofer, GH's legacy comes full circle. Rosalind Kurt disclosed that prior to her parents' ultimate divorce, her mother's pregnancy was incorporated into the program. Upon her return to General Hospital, Lois immediately picked up unresolved issues with Ned that had not been resolved the prior time. On screen, that return held its own weight, but it also had an impact, particularly for the one individual who experienced both iterations of the event without ever being included in the screenplay. Rosalind Kurt, the daughter of Rena Sofer and Wally Kurt, took that occasion and made it personal by giving a reflection that united their past and present. Key takeaways: Rosalind Kurt described how Ned and Lois were similar to her parents' actual courtship. Before the real-life breakup, Sofer's pregnancy was incorporated into the play. Rosalind gained a fresh viewpoint through a GH memory montage. She is using ancient VHS cassettes to relive their narrative. Her ability to transform it into art won her accolades from fans. In 1993, Rena, my mom, was cast on General Hospital to play Lois Cerullo. Rosabelle said on Instagram, "A story that started on screen and didn't stay there." She continued by describing how Ned and Lois's romance reflected what was actually happening between her parents. She also posted a video montage of their most memorable moments, from the initial spark to the kinds of situations that initially made them must-watch. According to Rosalind, the boundaries between the script and reality didn't simply blur, rather, they moved in unison. She added, "As Ned and Lois fell in love, so did Wally and Rena," illustrating how her parents' relationship developed in tandem with the narrative. When Rosalind's mother's pregnancy had to be incorporated into the show, that overlap finally became literal. The off-screen relationship ended in divorce shortly after Sofer departed the show to have her. What transpired was neither a dramatic reunion nor even a consistent relationship. Contact between her parents was minimal at best, tense at worst, for almost 30 years, according to Rosalind. This distance continued until Sofer returned to GH in 2023. Years later, watching those scenes had a different impact than anticipated. Turning a soap love story into something personal as she watched Lois and Ned revisit their past, she noticed something more genuine, Rena and Wally having a conversation, making eye contact, and even smiling at each other in the same room at the same time. She was taken aback by the flashback montage, which condensed their entire on-screen relationship into a matter of minutes. She wasn't prepared for it to strike or move her in that manner. She said, "I'd avoided sharing this part of my life." Her father had received a series of 23 VHS tapes from a fan years prior, which had hours of Ned and Lois's narrative from the beginning to their honeymoon. The flashback forced her to finally interact with it. She has already begun to watch, referring to this initial phase as the honeymoon period. It is a part of a larger project that examines both the actual and staged relationship. She acknowledges that she doesn't yet have all the answers, but she's still moving forward with it, starting with that flashback video and encouraging others to follow along. "What a gift that fan gave you with this footage," one follower said, encapsulating the overall fan sentiment. "And what a gift you are giving yourself by being brave enough to face challenges and convert them into works of art." Red Heart. Crime and Consequences, Urgent Intel, Secret Pact. Anticipate a deal between Giovanni Gio Palmieri and Trina Robinson. Intel is scored by Ethan Lovett. In addition, what will happen to Jocelyn Jax? Jocelyn Jax busted. Let's start this topic with Jocelyn. Supporters witnessed Britt Westbourne conversing with Cassius Faison, a phony Nathan West. Jocelyn is a WSB agent, the doctor told her fictitious brother. Then, at the last minute, Jocelyn called off her intentions to play espionage games with Trina. Sadly, Jocelyn is discovered. When Cassius arrives, he roughly snatches her. The villain then claims he is unable to let her leave. Jocelyn might be seriously endangered. Fans might anticipate seeing Pascal corner Lucas Jones in Pascal's threat at Windermere. Lucas shouldn't be there, the villain says. Lucas is in serious danger, even though he isn't aware of it yet. Not only Pascal, but Jen Sidwell as well. Felicia Scorpio is in favor of Lucas at the end of the week. Carly Spencer's repercussions. According to General Hospital spoilers for the week of May 4th, Carly Spencer will have to deal with the consequences. The woman was discovered naked in bed. He managed to hide just in time when she was having an affair with Valentine Cassadine. Jack Brennan becomes enraged with Carly after coming downstairs. The blonde's belief that there won't be any repercussions astounds the male. As the week goes on, Carly will likely receive some concerning information. What else to expect? Michael James Scott, a performer, is introduced by Curtis Ashford. For a fantastic evening, everyone will congregate at the Savoy. Sonny Corinthos needs to hear some intelligence from Ethan Lovett. Rick Lansing is being tested in the interim. Curtis confides in Jordan Ashford when he is in the hospital. Regarding Elizabeth Liz Baldwin, she makes a particular request of Laura Collins. Dante Falconeri will also speak with the nurse. Additionally, it is hinted that Gio and Trina make a deal. Fake Nathan will also put further pressure on Lulu Spencer over Rocco Falconeri. Keep an eye out since Lulu may become suspicious if the man keeps pressuring her. Haley Pullos, a former employee of General Hospital, is back at work. According to General Hospital spoilers, one GH alum has some significant career news to share. Due to some significant legal issues, Haley Pullos ended her tenure as Molly Lansing Davis in 2023, but she has since returned to work in a completely different capacity. In a well-known instance, Pullos was imprisoned for 90 days after a felony DUI collision. But after serving her time, Pullos is now prepared to appear on television once more. Naturally, Kristen Vaganos is currently playing Molly in Port Charles, and she's a great replacement. Pullos will be portraying a different character in an entirely different project when she returns to the screen. Haley Pullos announced on Instagram that she will be appearing in a Lifetime film on Thursday, May 7th. Yes, get it. In the comments, Maura West expressed her support for Pullos. In response, Pullos said that West was the greatest and was appreciative of her former co-star's support as well as the other encouraging remarks she got. The Dating App Nightmare is the title of the film in which Pullos will appear. The narrative centers on Kate, a single mother, and Sarah, her daughter, as they use a dating app together and have terrible outcomes. Thanks for watching GH Soap Opera today. For For more General Hospital updates and spoilers, like, comment, subscribe, and press the bell icon. See you next time.